All right, I'm alive. I just tried to record a YouTube video for like 7 minutes. It was horrible, but I think I'm just gonna upload it anyway. Well, I'm still like setting this up. Hold on. This is gonna be a super quick one too because it's already super late for me, and I really have to start earlier. But I have a life to live, so I'm just gonna not do that. Hold on. Let me get the music going. Oh, that's loud for me. This right here. Hopefully you can hear music now. I think. All right. Okay. I am not going to tweet this because it's just going to be me working on this thing. Like, I'm re-implementing my uptime monitor. So, okay, let me hold on. Let me pick up this. So I made this thing. Ping, right, is a tiny dot app, right, which is like a mouthful to say, but yeah. So it's free website uptime monitor. So every 5 minutes, it uses a cron job and it hits your website with. See, I'm already in YouTube mode because I'm looking straight at the camera. Um, So it hits your website and just make sure it's up, right? So it gives it 200. If it's not 200, it emails you. Um, so I'm it. The problem with it though is that I wrote it in Ruby. Oh, you know what? I have to change the Twitch. I have to change the Twitch thing. Here, I'll do it over here. Okay, let me see. Oh my gosh, what? There's like an Among Us thing that these people are doing. I'm not into that. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I have to fix this. Okay, let me see. Possibly bun. Oh my goodness, bun. Let me see. Uptime remaking V2 of my uptime monitor. Oh no, rewrite. Here, I'll say rewrite. Rewriting uptime monitor with Go. From Ruby to Go. That's what I'll say. There we go. Okay, good. That's good. And then I have to look at the chat, even though no one's probably going to show up for like 20 minutes, but that's all right. I'll do it anyway. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to move this into the same thing. I am st- I'm the worst streamer now. I don't even set up everything before I start streaming. But maybe that's okay, maybe that's how it is. Okay. Like it doesn't get more authentic than that. In terms of live streaming. That's why I like live streams versus YouTube videos too, because it's hard to fake. It's hard to fake being live, right? When someone like asks you a question or something, you can't just like sit there and try to come up with some fake answer or something. Like I saw this, I saw this thing. Me and Alicia were watching this thing on these freaking these primitive videos like on YouTube. Um, they I'm like really close to the mic. They This guy was doing it. This Australian dude. He was really like authentic and like making these primitive videos and like he built like kind of a crappy like shed or whatever like patio cover thing. And it was legit for like starting with a sharp rock, right? Um, but then they had these copycats that came in. They were building swimming pools, water slides, like just crazy stuff that didn't make any sense. And it was just funny to watch. And I feel like that's the fate of all asynchronous media, like that's not live, is that it's so easy to fake, like because you can have camera cuts and everything, and that's the one saving grace I think of live streaming and Twitch and stuff is that there are no cuts. You're watching it happen, and you can interact with people, sure, but really the saving grace is like you're watching it happen live, so it's you can't fake it. But YouTube and Instagram and things like that, TikTok, I mean, you could just clone everything that someone else is doing. And every influencer does it too. Also the algorithm too. Like Twitch has an algorithm, but really it's like so few people are live streaming at any given time, even given Twitch's size, that it's kind of like there's no point to an algorithm. You kind of just show here's this category of people, they chose this category and they're streaming, so these are the people live right now or not live, so there's really not too much to it. um versus like an algorithm that sort of like tries to funnel you into like certain categories. So okay, so this is actually I said Ruby to go, but I already kind of wrote it, but I haven't done the cron job yet. Or I'm not gonna do a cron job. What am I talking about? I'm just gonna write a Go func that like, or a Go channel that just runs every 5 minutes. But anyway, so, or we could do every minute too. Doesn't matter. Um, so I'm gonna do two things differently. One, it's obviously rewritten in Go, right? Two, the authentication is a little different. Um, so it uses the Molvad style authentication. I also want to add like what percentage of uptime you have. So like how many nines do you have? How many .999s do you have percentage wise or whatever? I also want to show the last downtime, and there's make some improvements. And I also, it'd be nice to have like status pages too. So like a nice little status page or something. It's still gonna be free. I might make it open source. I don't really care if someone. There's so many uptime monitors that there's really nothing like different about this one. I was thinking about putting it. Fly.io gives you 3 free shared instances around the world, so I'd probably choose one in the United States, one in Europe, and one in Southeast Asia if they have that. Let's see what they have. Fly.io. Let's see, because I currently ping runs on just one VPS, right? But if Fly.io is giving this away for free, right? I mean, the bandwidth is a little concerning, but like not really. Like no one's gonna use this. There's so many. So let me see. What do they have here? Where are they? Oh, here we go. Okay, so North America and Europe, and they also have. Do they show? Not pricing. Do they show where they are? Maybe docs, maybe. Docker, blah blah blah. Command center, blah blah blah. Oh, deployment regions. Here we go. Okay, so they've got Amsterdam, Paris, Dallas, Texas, New Jersey. Okay, looking good. Oh, they also have Sao Paulo. Oh, they have Hong Kong. Maybe Hong Kong is the Southeast Asia one. Oh, there's one in India too. Shoot. Yeah, I'll probably do one on the East Coast of the United States because let's face it, no one really lives in the West Coast, right? I mean, California, I guess. Maybe I'll put it. Maybe I'll do Dallas. I'll do Dallas in the United States. I don't know what the population breakdown is between Western and Eastern Europe, but I imagine Eastern Europe is more sparsely populated. So I'll probably put it in Paris, I think, and then I'll also have Australia gets left out because come on, there's only like 10 million Australians. How many Australians are there really? And then I'll probably put one in Singapore, right? So I think just that distribution of Singapore, Paris, or London, and Dallas, I think that'll be really good latency for most people. So Singapore could be Australia too. I mean, it still has to go across the ocean, but what are you gonna do? I'm sure Australians they're so super happy when they get like under like 500 millisecond response times. They're like, oh my goodness, that's so fast. Because they're so separated from the rest of us. All right, so I've been streaming for 8 minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. So I was working on one thing that really bugs me about my websites is like I don't actually want to make a UI for these things. Like I don't really care to do that necessarily. So I want to use something like MVP CSS, right? Which it was not. I'm glad that Brave went to the search because that was not a URL. So yeah, it's like classless. It's called classless, right? Do they have a demo here? Okay, let me turn this off for, how do I do it? How do I turn this off just for, oh, it's already off. Okay, that's fine. So this is ugly, but oh, well, what are you gonna do? So this is the demo, right? The HTML is just no classes, and there's like a bunch of CSS variables that you like kind of override. So this is the demo that you're looking at here, right? So here's block quotes. I think this is like a section or something. These card-like things, and then here's like an image with a fig caption. They list them here, and then they have forms down at the bottom, right? There's a form. they've got this stuff. I don't know, it looks pretty good. But yeah, something like this. But so I've come up with one myself called Ridge CSS, but I kind of like slammed a bunch of stuff. I like put a bunch of stuff in there. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's horrible. Someone took it over because I let it lapse. I let the domain go away. Oh, here it is. Here's I got it back. So yeah, there's one called Ridge CSS that I made. I kind of like mixed classless CSS with some atomic CSS, like and Swift UI stuff, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna be great. Um, yeah, Hacker News tore it apart. They did not like that, but Hacker News tears a lot of stuff apart. So if it's not good, it's not good. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, it looks like this. It's pretty good. It has cards, which are sections, which they probably should have been articles, but yeah, it has all this stuff, and then it also has like this idea of like overriding elements, but I feel like it's not super productive still, as productive as Tailwind, for example. So I've got like this little bit of atomic CSS too, which it just devolves quickly into horribleness. Because you're like overriding things. It was a bad idea. So I also came up with another thing called Totally CSS, and I came up with like a little thing. It's like 80s inspired. It's totally CSS. If you understand like California lingo. Okay, so there's all these variables, right? So similar to Tailwind, right? You've got like colors and their CSS variables, and you've got font sizes and font families and stuff. The whole goal of all this stuff is just to not, so I don't have to do any thinking. I just want to like make a UI and like have it look good, and I don't want to have to worry about it, right? Like making UIs, it's not really like where I want to spend my time necessarily. So yeah, so this is this makes it my third attempt, right? But probably it's more like my sixth or seventh attempt at trying to make something that's decent, and doesn't require any build tooling, and gets you to like a working thing in like no time. I just want to drop the file. I want to drop the CSS file in the HTML page. That's it. Like super simple. And one thing I came up with, which I did not know from before, is you can say star, right? Any element, right? Wait, hold on. CSS any element, right? Universal selectors. Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. So then you can just say, I'll make it a class, like a reset, and then you can say all initial, right? And so this should, because I started down this road here. This is what I was working on earlier. I started down this road of like, how do let's say, okay, so here's a good example, right? Let's say I have this button here, right? And let's say that this is a special button, right? The other buttons aren't special, but this button is special because it's like the call to action, right? It's only going to be shown on this one screen, right? This one page. And the other buttons on the rest of the site, which is totally broken right now, don't necessarily need to look the same. But I also don't want to type, like if you look at the HTML for that one particular one, right? It's just this, right? It's just button type submit. That's it. I don't want to have to write a bunch of classes like in Tailwind, right? Because I actually don't have components either, because Go templates are not, there's no thing about components. You just slam a bunch of templates together, right? I mean, you can use templates as components, like template button, template, but who cares? Just write the HTML. So this needs to be like a call to action, right? And this, I don't want to sit here in the HTML and like write a bunch of classes just for this one button. So what I want to really do is, so I have like I'm experimenting with a bunch of like CSS files. So I want to use my variables, my CSS variables, but I also want to like override parts of this button, but maybe not everything. But even if I do, let's say I just want to start from scratch, and it's going to be orange, and the font size is going to be huge, and the padding is going to be massive. There's lots of shadows. Even the hover thing is different, right? So if I wanted to do that, my idea was that I could have a reset class, right? So I can split this real quick, and I can go here, and I can just say, okay, I can just say the button is class reset, and then it should hopefully not show anything, but I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, okay, so it definitely didn't work like I wanted it to. That's not good. So let me see. We're gonna experiment a little bit because I wasn't really sure about this rule here. There's reset and there's unset too, right? So I have in my layout folder, I have my CSS variables, like my style guide, basically. I have a reset and then I have classless CSS, right? And so when I call reset and I say initial, my understanding was that it doesn't reset it to browser like styles. It resets it to the globally defined style. So in that case, it would be in classless, right? And so in that case, it would just still be button. But it's weird that it got rid of the font though, right? It's weird that it got rid of that. That's kind of weird. Probably because I put reset above these two. If I put reset below this, I bet you it would do, oh, it doesn't, okay, that's really weird. So if I say all unset, right? Maybe that's what I want. That didn't do anything. Yeah, so anyway, then I thought, oh, okay, maybe there's not that many HTML elements. Maybe I'll put a not reset, right? And then I thought, okay, yeah, maybe we could do this. I mean, it's also possible that I am totally overthinking this, and I should just write the CSS anyway to overwrite it. I mean, that's the whole point of CSS, right? So here, reset's working, right? It completely reset that button to just have tailwind reset styles, right? Which is like nothing, which is no style at all right here. So that is where it's still a button, but it's completely reset. So that's one way I was thinking about doing it too. But it's kind of annoying, but I guess I can probably generate this code. For now, I guess I'll keep it. So now I want to have I want to say, okay, so button, and then I can say reset, and then I could come in with tailwind classes if I really wanted to, right? And I could, do whatever I was going to do. But I think for this, I would just say, CTA, right? I guess another thing I could do is just stick with the class list stuff and not have to do all this reset thing. I'm just thinking out loud. Okay, so I'm going to be on here for like 2 more minutes. 2 minutes. So for this, I would maybe I do this instead, right? Like maybe if I don't have the variables that I want, right, or the elements I want, I just make them, right? Maybe that's a thing. You know, yeah. I mean, maybe I'll call it XCTA. It should still be reset here. Yeah, it's still reset, right? And then maybe I'll just say, oh, okay, I'll have my own custom elements, right? Like this, and then it's still kind of classless, but like not quite. I mean, it is classless. It is still essentially a class, though. I might as well just do a class. But if I'm gonna do classless and not classless, it's almost like I have to come up with like a whole new elements, right? That don't mean anything necessarily. I don't know what's better for accessibility either. I feel like coming up with your own custom elements that have 0 styles probably worse than just doing this reset CTA thing, right? Because at least it's still a button, for the browsers to understand. Okay, so what do I have? What are my CSS files? I have reset, and then I have atomic and classless. Yeah, maybe I just do between the two, right? So I'll just bring back my reset thing here. What was I doing? Oh my gosh, it's not there. Okay. Not reset. And then here too, right? Not reset. Sorry, I'm like trying to look over my mic. Not reset. Oops. What did I say? That? Okay. So instead of saying CTA, we'll just do like a Tailwind style thing where I don't have Tailwind installed, but or I do, but like I'm not using it. So maybe we'll just do BG Orange 500, right? If we want it to be different, we'll say instead of Indigo, what's like a better one besides Indigo, right? What's like a better one? I don't even know. Let me see. Color. Oh my gosh, it's been 20 minutes. No, I'm still here. Okay, hold on. I'm getting out of here. Let me just finish this up with this. Oh, these are all these grays. Do I like orange? Amber. Yeah, maybe yeah, indigo's not really. Yeah, probably let's just do orange. All right, let's do orange. Orange 500, which means I have to go over to my atomic and I have to say BG. BG orange. Well, I should really bring Tailwind in, but what are you going to do? Background color, color, what do they call it? Orange 500, right? Did I call it color? I think I did. Color? Which doesn't really make any sense why I would do that. PX 4 or something. Let's see, what is this one? Oh, I actually kept that the same. We'll do PX6 PY like 3 or something, and then we'll do rounded. Oh, this is just horrible. Rounded full. Yeah, I hate this. Okay, rounded, empty, and then like shadow. Oh my gosh, I seriously, I hate this. I just want to use it. There we go. We'll just do this. And then we'll say static. What do you call it? Classy, right? We'll just say UI. We'll do that. We'll call it UI. And then here we'll just say CTA. I should call it components probably, but yeah. Background color orange, color orange 500. If I could type orange 500, and then oh my goodness, what did I say? Padding. Padding is going to be var. You know what? We'll just copy what was in the buttons for now, because I want most of this, but I don't really care to use like the stupid cascade. Okay, so we'll use orange instead. There it goes. Okay. Oh, I don't have it in my layout. But I guess in this case it would be like the perfect thing for the cascade, but I feel like it just devolves quickly. We'll put atomic first, and then so reset atomic, classless, and UI. There we go. Okay. Yes, I'm linking like so many. There it is. Now it's orange. But I also want the hover, right? Hover to be background color, var orange. We'll do it 900, right? Make it a little darker. Yeah, I don't know why I prefix that with color. It's like obviously orange is a color. Oh, does that not exist? We'll do 700. There we go. Little tint. Okay, cool. So I've successfully copied over my styles and gotten around the cascade, even though that's what it's for, but what are you going to do? So yeah, now it's orange, right? Oh, login doesn't exist. Okay, I definitely, between this and the YouTube video, I've been in front of my computer for too long, so I will log off, but thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I promise to do longer streams starting tomorrow, I think. Like I'm probably gonna start earlier tomorrow, so I could do like an hour and a half or something. So yeah, tune in for that, I guess. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I can probably just try to I can probably try to do some stupid new technology like Bun or something, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try Bun. Maybe I'll try Zig. Maybe I'll try Zig.